Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns with a tabletop video without the table because again, another long gun, it's hard to put on the table. So I do these ones out in front. A little bit less editing for me because I can't get rid of all the ums and the ahs. There'd be too many hard cuts to do that. So bear with me as I stumble through my cheat sheet. When I do my actual tabletop videos, I use these as well, but you don't see them in the video. I can't get away with that when I'm doing them like this, so keep that in mind. So what do we have here? Well, we've got some new products in our store from a company called, I'm probably going to butcher the word, but it's spelled Novritsch, and I believe it's pronounced Novritsch, so like Novritsch. I think it's like no-rich. Anyways, Novritsch, that's what I'm going to say. Hopefully I'm close to it. And this is the SSR77. It's an AEG air rifle. And I'm getting a call. Sorry, I just got a phone call and I had to cancel it. But it's an AEG air rifle. And it's styled after the Steyr AUG, as you can see here. I'm not a big fan of this design, but you know, it's a very good design. I mean, if you think about it, being a bullpup, so the barrel, essentially the barrel would start about here, and all the action would be in this area where the magazine is. So the bullets load through the bolt breech area back here. So that allows it to have shorter barrel. You could even have like a very short barrel on here and still have like a 12-inch barrel, even if you stopped it right here. But this one has a bit longer barrel, and I believe you can actually shorten it as well if you want and get other barrel inserts or use like either the barrel attachments on there and use it as a shorter barrel design gun. But it's, you know, it's a pretty heavy gun. I can't remember the exact weight. It's about almost 8 pounds. We'll go over the specs in a second here. It's very high quality. I think there's a lot of CNC aluminum and like, you know, fiber, nylon, plastic. I mean, just the whole build is very high quality. A lot of internal steel parts. You know, all the working components are very high quality. It's not an inexpensive rifle, to say the least. Yeah, so let's get into the specifications, and I'm going to read off my cheat sheet here. So, by the way, this isn't a shooting video. That'll happen later on. I got a bunch of shooting videos I got to make since I got back from SHOT Show. Got some new products that came in, so I kind of wanted to do the preview videos, unboxing videos, get them out there. And then we'll get into the field test shooting videos of a bunch of guns I got to do coming up shortly. So again, it's made by Novritsch, and it's solid fiber reinforced nylon body with a full-length CNC machine barrel, and other internal parts are steel or metal. It's aluminum outer barrel. It is an AEG semi and full auto gun, and it's got a unique trigger system. So instead of an actual selector switch, you pull the trigger in part way for semi-auto and full way, all the way for full auto, and you can program it too. It's programmable. I'm not going to show you how to do that because it's a little bit confusing, but you can program the trigger to do different things like burst mode versus one option is when you pull it in, you can have it fire, and then when you release it, it'll fire. So it's like a double fire. So you can do double taps really quickly without having to go tap, tap. You just go tap, tap. So it's like tap, tap instead of tap, tap, right? So that would be cool. That would be almost something I'd be interested in. But you're going to fire off basically 2 rounds every time you pull the trigger in that particular mode. All right, moving on. It does shoot 23 rounds per second with an 11.1 volt battery, so it can take LiPo batteries. They go in the back here. Just pop off the rubber shoulder butt plate, and you can get in there. There's quite a bit of room actually for batteries. So it's, you know, you can use different types if you want. It does use 6mm plastic airsoft BBs. Again, it weighs 7.72 pounds or 3.5 kg. The total length is 33 inches or 85 centimeters. The barrel is a 6.03mm non-rifled barrel. It's 20 inches long or 51 centimeters. And you do have this see-through magazine that does hold, what does it hold? 180 rounds. It's a mid-cap magazine. The cool thing is because it's see-through, you can see exactly how much ammo you have left. So that's convenient, but you're probably going to want a few of those, being that it's a full auto gun and there's only 180 rounds in the mid-cap magazine. Now the velocity they say is around 400 FPS, but it does have quick change spring setup, so you can change if you bought different springs or put different springs in it, which are easy to do. It's just you open the butt plate up. There's just a screwdriver you use, and you can take that spring in and out really quickly. So you could get that FPS higher or lower depending on what spring you wanted to use. And it has the CNC hop-up chamber and nozzle. Has the integrated, you know, Steyr scope that you see on traditional Steyrs. It's a 3 times magnification. It's a bit of a smaller you know, you really have to get your eye in there, but it seems like it's a decent scope. So I'll find out a little bit more when I actually do my field test shooting video. And it does have an adjustable mil dot optics for improved target acquisition. So that's cool. Reinforced steel-based foregrip and steel swing swivels for added durability and handling. And it has a programmable ETU that I was talking about for the trigger, which offers multiple fire modes for versatile gameplay. So you can totally program that trigger for the semi and the full auto stages to do different things. It is, again, the replica of the Steyr AUG Bullpup, and it's designed in Vienna, Austria, made in China. So it is made in China, but it is designed in other parts of the world. The company is based in other areas. So, you know, China, obviously they make a lot of products all over the world. So it's, you know, if you have a well-monitored factory that's making it, if you have someone, you know, if the factory is doing a good job, then they make good products. It's a little hit and miss sometimes, but I'm sure these guys got a good factory they're working with. All right, quickly going to show the box. So you don't have a lot of stuff on the box, just has your, basically the picture on the front. On the back is the name of it. I will show you this gun up a little closer in a bit here. It's got like foam inside that keeps it nicely held in place. And then, you know what, I hate showing these manuals, but whatever. So basically in the manual you have, you know, a little introduction. Shows you how to take the butt plate off, you know, put the battery in there. Shows you how to adjust this. I'll show you some of that in a second. Shows you how to load a magazine with a speed loader. I mean, everybody kind of knows how to do that. How to adjust the trigger, right? So the trigger has different stages. And then it shows you also how to remove the barrel. I'll give you a quick example of that. How to basically pull back the bolt here, right? And get access to the hop-up. I'll kind of show you that a little bit as well. And then there's a section on programming the trigger in here. So that's stuff you're going to need to know. I read through it, and the programming of the trigger is a little bit confusing. But yeah, so I'm not going to show that because I don't fully understand much about it either. So, okay. Now I was going to, what do we got here? I don't really have anything I can compare this gun to because I don't have anything like it, to be honest. This is pretty unique looking gun. You know, it's an AEG. I could show you another AEG, but it's going to work like any typical AEG. It just looks a lot different. It's very futuristic looking. It's like something you'd see in a sci-fi movie or something. I'm pretty sure they probably use these guns in sci-fi movies many times. All right, so let's take a little walk around and I'll show you some stuff. Getting close here. So on that side, it's possible that I think this cover, I don't know, looks like it comes off. Okay, it does. So you can actually get access to it. So this would be the, I guess if you had a real Steyr, I've never used one, you could maybe have the shells coming out different sides, depending on, like, you know, if you're shooting it, for instance, you may want it to dump its shells, eject its shells out your right side as opposed to your left side, because I'm, you know, on this hand, it wouldn't be so cool shells coming by my face here, so you might want to pop it or change the side that the shells come out. But this has a cover that you can put on either side if you want to, so you can do that. You have your magazine release back here, okay? So right on the back side, there's your magazine release. Let's take a look at the mag real quick. So you can see the tracks there. There's like a track that the spring goes down that holds the round. So super easy. You can see exactly what's going on. And I'm not sure what this does. I don't know. This just comes right out. A little bit weird. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Can I get it back in? Okay, yeah. I don't know what it does. Maybe the manual says, because that's something I didn't take a real good look at. What does it do? You know what? I don't know what it does. So maybe you can comment what it does. I mean, the safety or the selector switch, that's an easy one. It just toggles. So when it's on this side, it's fire. So that's basically fire. And that's safe. Okay, so you get like a white dot on that side. So there's your scope, right? There's your, I'll show you in a second. So on this side, there's a lot more stuff going on this side. So you've got this guy here, and this allows you to essentially, when this is back, so when your bolt is back and locked in place, you can then pull this button down and actually pull the barrel out. It does come out, trust me. It's just really in there. I might have to take the magazine out. Yeah, I think the magazine needs to come out. So, try this again. Let's get that bag out first. Okay. And then, there we go. Okay, so the barrel comes right out like this. Okay. There's the barrel. You put it back in. Just gotta line it up. Once it's in, you rotate it like that. So you got to push this in. This is how you release it. Once it's rotated, now you're locked in there, okay? You're locked in. And if you want, you can pull this out. It's kind of like you pull it and then rotate it. So you can actually make that a little more up there. If you want to hold like this, if you want to hold traditionally, you can hold traditionally. Hop up. Basically just pull that back and you have access to the hop up. Okay, there's a little roller there that you can roll and for different hop up settings, and it shows you, it says hop up with this arrow pointing up. So if you rotate it up, it's going to shoot a little higher, more backspin. You do have nice sling mounts on the front. You have a sling mount on the back here. Okay, you do have a red orange tip. You could take it off. There's just a screw here that you would unscrew to take it off. Okay. So this is it. It's a pretty nice gun. You know, it's definitely got some weight to it. Just wanted to show you that trigger idea here. So we'll put it in fire mode. So when you pull the trigger a little bit, you get semi-auto. Really short. See how short it is? If you want to go full auto, just all the way back. Semi. That's it. You can smell the motor a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's it, I guess, for just to sort of like show you around this gun. But let's get into the pros and the cons. Now, it does come with a 3x optical scope built in. So the downside, I guess, of going in the cons is that you know, you're kind of stuck with the scope because I don't think you could easily put another one on there. It's built into basically the upper receiver frame of this gun. So that's pretty much the only scope you're going to have. So I guess if something went wrong with it, that could be bad. You'd have to replace that whole part. The programmable trigger allows for a lot of combinations of semi-auto, burst, full auto, shooting choices, double taps. And that bullpup design makes the rifle more compact in terms of length, but you still have a longer barrel. But again, for transportation, you could easily take the barrel out, probably get it in a backpack pretty easy with the barrel off to transport it. What else? The build materials are really high quality. It does incorporate a quick spring change system. It does have that CNC hop-up chamber and nozzle, and that unique trigger setup that allows for simultaneous semi and full auto shooting. Kind of mentioned that already. See-through magazine, so you can see how full it is, so you don't have to guess at how many rounds are left. You can see it right through the magazine. You do have the sling mounts on the rear of the stock and the front here, so that's kind of cool. And it is a pretty good-looking replica of a Steyr AUG. So if you're into Steyr AUGs, then you may really like the look of this gun. It's styled after them pretty tightly, pretty good replica, realistic. And with the removable barrel, again, it's really compact and easy to transport. I'll kind of mention that, but I have it listed twice here. Must have been important to me. All right, some cons. It's a bit on the heavier side at almost 8 pounds, so packing it around, you're probably going to definitely want to use a sling. And that'll make it feel a little lighter, obviously. And I hope you like the scope, as it's the only option. It's built into the design. Now, there are other products. There's a Steyr AUG option here that I'll show you that has a rail setup. Let's see if you can see that. So see the bottom one? It's a Steyr AUG, but instead of the built-in sight, it has a rail with a bit of a beefier barrel area. So that would be, you know, an option for someone that wants to use a different scope setup. So I don't know if we're going to sell that one. It looks like it's probably going to function and work pretty much the same way. It's just cosmetically a bit different. So my other con is I'm not a fan of the look. I mean, it grows on you, I would say. At first, you're like, what the hell is that? right? You look at it and you go, geez, that's bizarre. Looks like some prototype from the 50s or some weird modern design gun. The style's been around for a while. I don't know the exact amount of time, but it's not a brand new gun. It's been out for a long time, this design. So even back then, it probably looked even more crazy. Now it just looks a little crazy. But again, I'm not a huge fan, but you might like it. You know, working in terms of how it works and everything, it probably works great. And the programming of the trigger, I did try to kind of wrap it around my head when I read through it, but you know, I think you're going to have to a little bit of trial and error with that and figure out how to program the trigger. For now, I'm just leaving it in the default, which is just pull the trigger in a little bit and you get the first shot, semi-auto, pull it all the way, you get full auto. I think that's a pretty, you know, useful combination that most people would probably be sticking with. All right, so I didn't mention this, but we do have this gun in our Canada store. We do carry the same product line. We do carry Novritsch in the US, but I'm not sure if we have this one listed there at the time of this video. Hopefully we add it in, but we do carry some of their products over in the US store at replicairguns.us. But we do have it in Canada, at least at the time of this video. Again, it's not a cheap gun, so check it out. I'll put links in the description over at replicairguns.ca for Canada, replicairguns.us for the US. We also have air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories in both of those stores. And over at replicairguns.com is where I post the written reviews for the video reviews, and I'll link to everything there as well, and have some additional photos and sometimes some more information written down in the written format that I may have missed in this video. Usually get more in the video because I'm talking for a bit longer, but yeah, check them both out. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to subscribe, right? If you're watching it on Vimeo right now, if you're watching it somewhere else, you can come over to replicairguns.com, check everything out. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so check out those links as well in the description. All right, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All those places, Facebook. Until next time. Oh, that's blurry. Until next time, take care.